I think I feel a little bit depressed, stressed about the challenges that our human societies face today. As was mentioned earlier, the world population, of course, is going up. Perhaps in a couple of decades, we may become 10 billion or so. That brings to my mind a couple of challenges that we may be facing as human societies. Coming from the engineering background, the first thought that comes to me is the energy requirements. If the world population goes up, what will happen to the energy demands? Whether we will be able to meet them. Now today, as of now, we require about 11 kilowatts of power per person per day in US, in North America. It's about 5.5 kilowatts per person per day in Europe. In Europe, they have become a little bit more sensitive about the usage and the wastage of energy. In India, of course, it's about 1 kilowatt per person per day. The average energy consumption all over the globe is roughly around 2 kilowatt per person per day. And that is going to shoot up to about 4 kilowatts per person per day, sooner or later. And when we become 10 billion, that is about 10 terawatts of power. From where will we generate this huge power? That is a major challenge before us. And then, you have various sources of power, and some countries have those sources, other countries do not have. And when the energy demands increase, it becomes very easy for the countries which have those resources to arm twist the other countries. And we are seeing that today. So this is going to be a major problem. But even if you move from the resources that we are using, it could be coal, it could be oil, which will be depleted in another 150, 200 years, there is an increased concern about shifting to other sources of energy. For example, solar power. But even if you use solar power, you require batteries. How will you get the power in the night? You require batteries. And today, the available technology uses lithium ions for making these batteries. And please be aware that lithium is available only in 3 countries in the world, in large amounts. Other countries do not have. So that means if you are over dependent on solar power, on the batteries, then these 3 countries can actually change the international relations. So this is one of the problems that we have. The other problem that comes to my mind is the health of the general population. We in India, for example, as compared to US, I was reading a report a few days ago that the cardiovascular diseases and as a result of that, the deaths that take place, that have tremendously come down in US in the last 3 decades. On the other hand, it is on the rise in India. So health becomes a major concern as populations keep growing. When we are talking about health, stress, anxiety, addiction are something that we overlook. We always try to look at the traditional diseases or illnesses. But today we are also suffering from what I have mentioned just now, addiction, anxiety and stress. Apparently, about 86% of the world population suffer from stress. This is in spite of the increased usage of technology. And you know the objective of technology. The objective of technology is to make our life easy to lead in a comfortable manner. But in spite of that, the stress levels are going up. In India, it seems 89% of the population suffer from stress. So we need to look at how we can improve the general health of the people. The third thing that comes to my mind is the aging societies, right? So people who are between 0 and 15 years age and people who are above 65 years of age, they become dependent people, right? The working population have to support them. Now when you look at the aging society, now again there is a huge problem. I was reading yesterday in the newspaper that 50% of the aged people in India are mistreated. They don't get proper food, they don't have proper conditions for living, which is very, very unfortunate. On the other hand, when you look at the younger people, 0 to 15, whose numbers are going up in our country, and I go to my village quite often, every 3 months or so, a remote village in Telangana, I can see the kids and the mothers and their aspirations to study well and to contribute to the society. You know, these little kids are put in autos. From the village they go to a nearby town and the mothers prepare them happily and send them. Now when they grow up, how do you provide them suitable skills so that they can effectively stand on our own legs and also contribute to the society? That is a major challenge. Today we have roughly about 800 universities or so. In the next 10 years, we need to educate a couple of hundreds of millions of students. But these 800 universities can accommodate only about 30 million students. What about the rest? Now, this is another major challenge, because unless you provide skills to them, even if there are some opportunities available to them, they will not be effective there. So therefore, this becomes another major challenge. And for people like us who work in the universities, these are problems that we need to look at, perhaps come up with some solutions. You see, it's very easy to flag off the problems. But as academicians, as researchers, it is also our important responsibility to come up with solutions. I think a university like JNU has a bigger role to play in this. And programs such as this will bring more awareness amongst our students and faculty and even in general public, so that we become more responsible in protecting our planet, so that all of us can lead a healthy and happy life. I congratulate the organizers for organizing this very, very important event, and I hope that we will hear and understand about the world population issues from the other experts who have come from outside to JNU to enlighten us. Thank you very much.